Good morning. In this video, we are going to start with Chapter 4 Quadratic Equations. First, we'll see what is quadratic equation. It is an equation which has degree 2. You have already seen linear equations. Now we are moving on to quadratic equations. So the standard form when it is having degree 2 is ax square plus bx plus c, wherein a, b, c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. Because if a is equal to 0, then the whole term will become 0. Then it will become a linear equation and not a quadratic equation. Moving on to exercise 4.1, check whether the equation is quadratic. So first we will identify whether an equation is quadratic or not. Here x square minus 2x is equal to minus 2 into 3 minus x. Let us multiply inside. So we will have x square minus 2x equal to minus 6 plus 2x. Let us take everything to one side. X square minus 4x plus 6 is equal to 0. It is of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation. Now the third part of the question, x minus 2 into x plus 1 equal to x minus 1 into x plus 3. By looking at it, we can see that both will have x square, so it might be quadratic. Let us solve and see. On the left side, it is x square minus 2 when we solve them, which is equal to x square plus 2x minus 3. On both the sides, we are having x square, so they will get cancelled. When we solve it, we will get 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, which is a linear equation. There is no degree 2 here. So it is not of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Hence, it is not a quadratic equation. So when you are given an equation, directly check whether both the sides are having x square. If that is so, then the x square will get cancelled and it will not remain to be a quadratic equation. Now moving on to the seventh part, here we are having x plus 2 the whole cube, which is equal to 2x into x square minus 1. So here, let us open a plus b the whole cube formula. So we'll have x cube plus 8 plus 6x square plus 12x, which is equal to, multiplying it inside, 2x cube minus 2x. Let us solve this. We'll get x cube minus 4x minus 6x square minus 8 equal to 0. Now this is not of the form ax square plus bx plus c. We are having all that, but we are having extra x cube. So this is an equation of degree 3. It is not degree of 2. So this is not a quadratic equation. Now moving on to the word problem. Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages in years is 3 years from now will be 360. We would like to find Rohan's present age. We don't have to solve it. We just have to form the equation in such a way that we can find Rohan's present age. So first, we will take Rohan's present age to be x. So his mother's age will be x plus 26 because the mother is 26 years older than him. 3 years hence, Rohan's age is going to be x plus 3. 3 years hence means after 3 years. So now mother's age is going to be x plus 26 plus 3, which is x plus 29. It is given that product of their ages after 3 years is 360. So x plus 3 into x plus 29 is 360. When we solve them, we will get x square plus 32x minus 270 equal to 0. We have formed the equation. We are not required to solve in this question. So now let us move on to the next one. A train travels a distance of 480 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 km per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. So let the speed of the train be x km per hour. time taken to travel 480 kilometers will be 480 divided by x, the speed divided by the distance. 480. So time taken to travel 480 kilometers is 480 divided by x hours. In the second condition, let the speed of the train be x minus 8. So if the speed had been 8 kilometers less. It is also given that the train will take 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So the time will be 480 by x plus 3, the time taken plus 3 hours. So speed into time is distance for us. Now we'll get x minus 8 into 480 by x plus 3 is 480. So when we solve this, we will get 480 plus 3x minus 3840 by x minus 24 equal to 480. We'll solve them again. We will get a quadratic equation. So we are left with x square minus 8x minus 1280 equal to 0. So we have formed the equation. Now moving on to finding the solution of a quadratic equation. There are different methods for solving quadratic equation. The first one is by factorization. This you already knew before, but still let us look into what it is. Suppose we are having a real number alpha and that is the root of the quadratic equation. Then the given quadratic equation will be of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. If we substitute alpha in place of x, then we'll have a alpha square plus b alpha plus c. This answer will be equal to 0. If that answer is 0, then alpha is known as the solution of the quadratic equation. Okay, or we can also say that alpha satisfies the quadratic equation. Okay. So in this method, the roots of the quadratic equation is found by factorizing the quadratic equation into two linear factors and then equating each factor to 0. For example, 2x square minus 5x plus 3. Then we will factorize 5x to be minus 2x minus 3x. Then we take x common out, 2 also common out. So 2x into x minus 1 minus 3 into x minus we have taken outside. So minus 1. Then we'll have 2x minus 3 and x minus 1. This way we are factorizing. These are two linear terms. Now if we are equating them to 0, we will get the final answer. One thing we have to notice that the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, you had polynomial before, isn't it? So the zeros of the polynomial and roots of the equation, what is the difference? Equal to 0. When we are writing equal to 0, it is called as an equation. Otherwise, it's a polynomial. Both are the same. That is, zeros of the polynomial and roots of the equation are one and the same. There's no difference in the value or understanding, just that the terminology is changed according to whether it is a polynomial or an equation. So now let us move on to exercise 4.2. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So let the consecutive positive integers be x and x plus 1. Consecutive means next. So if we are assuming one to be x, then the next one will be x plus 1. So given that sum of their squares, so first we take the squares x square and x plus 1 the whole square, then we add them. Sum of the squares is 365. Let us open x plus 1 the whole square. Then solving, we get x square plus x minus 182 equal to 0. Then we factorize them. This plus x can be factorized at plus 14x minus 13x. Then we take x common out, x plus 14 minus 13 into x plus 14 equal to 0. So x plus 14 into x minus 13 is 0. So either x plus 14 will be 0 or x minus 13 will be 0. Here we are equating the linear terms. So x is equal to minus 14 or x is equal to 13. But integers are positive. So x can only be 13. Therefore, x plus 1 is 13 plus 1 equal to 14. So the two consecutive positive integers are 13 and 14. Now, moving on to the fifth question of exercise 4.2. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find the other two sides. So altitude, that is the perpendicular line of the right triangle, is 7 centimeter less than its base. So we will consider the base to be x. Then altitude is 7 less than the base. So x minus 7. From Pythagoras theorem, it's already given that hypotenuse is 13 and two sides we have taken to be x and x minus 7. So x square plus x minus 7 the whole square is 13 square. So we open x minus 7 the whole square, then solving them, we will get 2x square minus 14x minus 120 equal to 0. Now throughout we can divide by 2. So we have x square minus 7x minus 60 equal to 0. So product is minus 60, sum is minus 7. Then we can factorize them as minus 12 plus 5. So then again we are taking the common out. We are getting two linear terms, x minus 12 and x plus 5 equal to 0. We'll equate them to 0 individually. So either x minus 12 is 0 or x plus 5 is 0. So x can be 12 or x can be minus 5. But the sides of a triangle can be positive alone. They cannot be negative. So since the sides are positive, x can only be 12. Therefore, the base of the given triangle is 12. Now altitude is 7 less than the base. We had x minus 7. So here 12 minus 7, which is 5 centimeter. Now moving on to the sixth question. A cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article in rupees was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was 90 rupees, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. So we are assuming the number of articles to be X. So the cost of production of each article will be 2x plus 3. Why? 3 more than. 3 more than means plus 3. Twice the number of articles. Number of articles is X. Twice means we multiply by 2. So 2 times X plus 3 is the cost of production of each article. So cost of production 2x plus 3. It is given that the total production is 90 rupees. So when we multiply the number of article by the cost of each, we will get the total. So x into 2x plus 3 equal to 90. When we solve, we get the quadratic equation 2x square plus 3x minus 90 equal to 0. Let us solve that. Product is minus 90 into 2. So that will be minus 180 and sum is plus 3. When we factorize, we get plus 15 minus 12. So we take x common out of this and we take 6 common out of this. So we are arriving at 2x plus 15 into x minus 6 equal to 0. Equating each linear term to 0, we get 2x plus 15 as 0 or x minus 6 as 0. So x is minus 15 by 2 or x is 6. But number of articles is what we assumed as x and that cannot be negative. So x is only 6. Hence the number of articles produced is 6. Now what is the cost of each article? 2x plus 3. So 2 into 6 plus 3, which would be 15 rupees. So we have found the number of articles produced as well as the cost of each article. So totally they are getting 90 rupees as the cost, total production cost. So with this, we have come to the end of this video. In the next video, we will see other methods of solving quadratic equations. Thank you.